Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? What's going on out there, chat? We have Viva La Leslie in the house over on X. How you doing? Just a little FYI, because I haven't seen you other than the last 2 days, but we do hang out a lot over here on Twitch, so you'll see a little bit more of the chat over here. If you wanted to pop over there, it's a little bit easier to comment, not to take you out of your platform or anything like that, but it's just a little easier to follow the chat and everything going on. Turbo Tuesday, most call it Taco Tuesday. What's up, everybody? Dylan, how you doing, buddy? Hope your commute goes well or is going well. As you can see, oh, what's up? What's up, Dan? Dan, good morning, good morning, good morning. A rainy Tuesday in Milwaukee. Oh, that's terrible. Deal. It rains.
What's happening, my good man?
What's up, Mr. Turner? What's going on? Dr. Feelgood. What is up, everybody? What's this?
Jason,
David says,
over there.
You should start the session with 3 bag punches. There you go, buddy. GM team.
What would
8+.
What would get more aggression out for you, a punch or a kick?
I feel a lot better punching. I'm not much of a kicker. I think I'm there's too much dad gut in the way for a good session of kicks. I like to grab the bag and do some high knees and stuff like that in the middle of a punching session. But yeah, it's the most aggression and the most like exercise and like heart rate acceleration. It just comes from circling the bag, doing punches. Good morning, Ron. How you doing, buddy?
Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Jordan in the house. Dad bods are awesome. That's right. Exactly. Dad bobs, mom bods. Why is that such a hard word to say?
Bobs and dobs and
bobs
moms
and bobs and dads and moms. Yep, exactly. All that stuff. So how you doing, buddy?
That stuff. I'm here. You know, have you ever been to therapy before? Like talk therapy?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you ever walked into a session? Because you usually do it pretty regularly, like maybe bi-weekly, let's say like at least monthly. I don't know. Most people do. Have you ever like sat down and you're just like, I don't want to be here, but and like you don't want to say that you should. A little bit like that right now, but it's like you show up because you know that it's going to be beneficial, but you show up because part of the process down the road is making sure you show up. And man, I'm not really hitting home on how I want to make this sound, but that's kind of how I feel this morning. I have a lot of stuff. I feel like I got to like balance. And I was like, should I sign on? At the same time, I said, I gotta. This is just, I know it helps me. Then I get to see Dom's face. Did you get a haircut? Wait, that was a haircut like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, before the Palm Springs trip. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I got to ground myself. I'm feeling kind of raw today.
So were you saying you're not feeling like you want to go and participate in therapy, or you're saying this is your therapy and you weren't sure you wanted to come on here? Good morning, Greek Mike. How you doing, buddy?
All that. It's like, it's the air around that whole thought, that feeling, right? It's about showing up, and it's like, we have an amazing community over here in the Great Couch, and it's not that people show up I'm not like, okay, if I don't show up, people aren't going to be unhappy. It's not the case, because we know it's all for you, Dom. But no, it's just, it's the thought that it's the moments that you show up when you don't want to that make the biggest difference, I feel, right? And so it's one of those. And it's not that I don't want to be here. I just know there's so many things on my mind, but like, got to ground myself in this. That's all. You get it. Everyone gets it. Everyone knows what I'm saying. So I just wanted to be, I just want to be there.
Sometimes it's also like I found on those busy days, like if you try to just lock in sometimes and just go through the grind of everything, it still is very difficult. And sometimes just shaking yourself out of it and taking like a 30-minute call with a friend, or like a 30-minute call here, or for me, what I just started getting back into and I'm excited about, and what has me, hitting 9+ today, is I just put back into my routine meditation. like
Oh,
sunbathing
nice.
meditation. So this weekend and yesterday, I took my shirt off and I laid in the sun for 40 minutes, and just that break in the middle of a grind of a day.
Hmm.
It had me feeling good, and it helps me get over those last like 4 or 5 hours of the day. Like if I'm doing it at 12 o'clock and I got to work all the way till uh, um, 5. Like
Yeah.
the gym. Yeah, that's where I was going too, David. When you were saying that, like the gym, I hate going to the gym. So that's how I related your therapy and all that stuff. And look at this, look at this. We got Viva La Leslie over here on Twitch. Congratulations. I'm not familiar with Viva La Leslie. Are you?
I'm not, but it doesn't matter because I just am excited that I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
a she, but you let me know if there's another pronoun we need to use. You let me know that. But it's awesome to see it. It looks like maybe David knows or just getting excited too. I love that energy.
Yeah. How'd you find us? Where are you from? Are you V Friends family member? I don't see that I'm following you on Twitter, but I will. I'll figure it out later. You a mom? Are you a parent? Do you have kids? Let us know. We'd love to know.
Viva la Leslie.
Yeah,
Viva la
buddy.
Leslie. I like all this. This is nice. We also now have access to, I'm going to forget it right now. What's that other platform people use that we weren't able to get on for a while?
I don't know. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Abstract. So we
about?
now,
Oh, interesting.
so we now have access to Abstract because our, one of,
All right,
one of
David.
our, one of our good friends in the community pushed us through. So we definitely have access if you ever want to move over there. Just because I always think, what is the best platform? I never know. So I got two kids divorced, taking on life. This is great. I love
Wait,
that,
did she
Leslie.
comment that? Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I
Yeah.
missed it. I'm on my laptop, so I only see like 3 comments at a time. I mean, it's more than my phone, which only sees 1 comment at a time. But in times like this, I definitely miss my big desktop where I can actually see the comment. So if the chat flies too fast, I will miss it. I'm sorry. I still love you guys all.
Don't apologize.
But look, this is like a really weird day. So like lately I've been trying to like be more adaptable, and like I said, like appreciate and be present in these family moments. So I did something weird. Yesterday I went to work. I worked super late, and then I spent the night at my in-laws' house, and then I woke up this morning at my normal like 3:30 in the morning, and I drove home, which was
Hmm.
very interesting because it's the opposite of what I normally do. I normally drive to work that early, but whew, man, I was flying on the freeway. There was no one here. It was great. Got here, did a little stretching exercise or whatever, did my journaling, all that stuff. And then, I'm here, and it's all because today is Bentley's graduation ceremony from kindergarten to first
Ah,
grade.
got it. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
ask why. I was thinking like,
it's always a
what
reason.
what am I missing? Is there something here that's happening? Or are you just driving back and forth?
Yeah, this is
Um,
that last busy week, right? So like last week was a busy week. This week we have kinder graduation today. Tomorrow we have soccer end of the season team party. And then on Thursday is last day of school slash one of our friends in the friend group is throwing like an after school pool party for everyone.
mhm.
Um and yeah, and then I don't know what's going on this weekend. That's too far away for me to calc. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? Whew.
Yeah, I know
So I
we're
think I have
going
to
away
take
this
Monday off,
weekend.
which sucks.
Yeah, those sort of things off. Hey, what so I'm curious. So you driving home, that helps with your morning routine, gets you settled? You drove home and now you are home. You did a little stretch that worked for you. Are you doing the same things at home that you would do at your in-laws when you're there for work?
No, and so that's kind of been like the hard thing is like those days and those weeks where I'm at work more. I haven't found a good routine to get like any sort of like exercise or workout in. So I mostly do it here like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Hmm.
So today will be nice because I'll after this call I'll go actually do a workout until the kids wake up. So I'll actually get it in. But the other thing I did was I brought my wife got a yoga mat for Christmas. That's what she wanted, but she never uses it because now the garage has mats all over it. So I brought the yoga mat to work. So yesterday I was able to do a little bit in the office, because the office is like hardwood flooring, because I work out of a hardwood flooring showroom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm working on
Okay.
it. I'm getting there.
Okay. What else? I'm curious. I'd love to know. Oh, it's so nice, Fialo. Giving some congrats to Bentley over there.
Thanks, buddy.
What is where is everyone at right now? I'm so curious. Dom, you do such a good job of getting everybody involved, and I think it's so important. But with everyone's kind of morning routine, like what are you doing? What are the two things you're doing to kind of set yourself up for the morning? Uh, and is it making you mentally stronger, physically stronger? Is it both? If you miss those things, there's a little bit of a thought right now about that accountability, keeping each other on task with that kind of stuff, because I think it's there's a big transition for parents coming, big transition, huge transition, and that's summertime, right? And so it's something where I think kind of like, I think two huge transitions for me are usually going to be, or are have been rather, the summertime. And then, right around winter when like holidays are starting and then it's getting colder over here. And it's like, okay, how can we stay grounded? And never, 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 never do I end up making a perfect plan. That's not the goal, but I'm always kind of thrown off and I feel like I'm kind of catching back up. But, I feel really good right now with my routine in many ways, but I'm not here for myself with that. But guys, I'm so curious, like, what is it you guys are doing for your routine? Are you getting up and moving? Are you meditating? I love the sun meditation, by the way. Is it just coffee? Is it reading? I think there's one thing of like people not doing enough sometimes and then not keeping themselves accountable and like sticking to it. And there's the other where like a lot of people, and I've been here so many times, try and do it all. It's the meditation, and then it's going to be the reading, and then it's going to be the, it's like all this time. And I'm like, you know what? I know, I definitely know the best thing for me. And, I can definitely share that, but I want to hear from everyone else what's going on. But
go ahead, share yours.
I mean, mine is really just like forcing myself out of bed. I just know, it's like, it's coffee and just throw like clothes on and just like run to the gym and just kind of like, just lift it out. That's just like, I know it's just like what I do. It just feels good. I know exactly, like I'm in that routine right now to the point where I feel like I could do 2 days and feel really good. Like all that kind of stuff feels good. And then, it's just, I don't want to, it's like when I know it's coming up and it could be changing and I get like upset about it, but we got Dr. Feelgood. I wake up at 5 a.m. do savers. Oh, interesting. I like new things. Silence. Don't.
I never heard of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. The silence, first of all, the fact that it starts with silence, I think is huge, because not enough people spend enough time in silence or are comfortable enough in silence. And like, that's like, I think with the meditation and stuff too, but even meditation, I think people kind of think it is a silent thing, but meditation, at least for me, is a very active, mentally active thing. But affirmations, salivation, exercise, reading, scribing. Salivation, are you eating? Is that what you're doing? Am I? No, is this a relation? What
is that drinking water?
Wait, or is it salvation? I didn't know if that's what it was, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so
could be a typo.
Maybe.
Oh man, look at these messages. You got people going off on their routines. I love it.
It's just, it sets you up. It sets you up. Like
the morning routine has been off since right after I found out we were expecting /holidays. You guys in the AM are helping. Yeah, so that's the phase. That's the seasons, right? Like you get off in these routines and you just, you live in it for as long as you can, and then, either something triggers you to get back on your routine, or you just realize that, like, it was better, and sometimes you got to be adaptable. Like that's what I've found is like you sometimes you could set a routine and it can work for you for the longest time, but then when life change happens, you got to figure out a different way. And that, like, and you can't hold a grudge and be like, oh, it was so much better when I had this routine. Rather, just find a way to move it around or change it or set that boundary is another way too.
Yeah.
I can't get these other comments. Hold on. There we go. I get up too early to get sun time. See, I've had that problem too. I especially in the winter when it takes forever for the sun to come up. Like I'm looking out a little vent in my garage right now, and I can see that the sun is coming up right now. So now the sun comes up during this call.
Hmm.
So I do miss that like sunrise moment, but it's still totally fine. I'll get it. I'll get out there.
Man, what an evolution. I mean, I always knew you as the guy that was outside with the sunrise. Remember?
Well, because remember, I used to be in my car all the time, like when we were
Yeah.
on these calls or whatever. So now I've transitioned to either in the office or in the garage, and they're both very closed off.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, then I go, then I try to go right outside. It's just in the winter when I used to go on my long walks after the call, the sun would be rising as I was walking.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm noticing I always touch my lip. This is all important. I always touch my lip like this. My daughter has been doing this a lot lately. She calls it her fidget. She'll like do this with her lip, and she like does this, and she's nervous or she's thinking. I've been trying to like pull her
Yeah.
hand away as I'm talking with her, because then she'll talk like this a little bit, and I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying. But I've been telling her to like, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's okay, you're doing that. We just got to change it. So I gave her someone to play with, but I realized I probably do it a lot more than I think, and maybe she's doing it because of me. So I gotta be aware of that. But this morning thing, I think I'm very focused on it. One, because I know that right now, I've been so grateful to have a little bit more of this time in the morning with like Lauren's new schedule and kind of spending more time with the girls and kind of setting a routine. And I'm feeling it's such a big job at the moment to teach my girls about the morning routine and kind of setting themselves up mentally, setting themselves up physically. And I think there's this one thing, like, we live in this building right now with a lot of her friends, and it's amazing. Like, what a cool thing to have your friends like living just so close. And I'm trying to make sure that, because she's just so impressionable, in like all the best ways, right? But I want to make sure that she's the one controlling her energy. So like in the morning, I'm trying to teach her this, and I feel like if I don't want to be overly burdening her with this idea of like, you have to do these things and like make it so structured. But like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm like, a morning routine is important because it's going to set you up for the day. This is something that
Yep.
you want to make sure you continue to do. So I keep thinking about it. And, Jason, like what you were saying over there, about this kind of this like 2 to 3 week cycle. I think the thing is, like, I want to make sure that we have like, this is plan A. If everything works out, it's going to be it. But what's plan B? Like, what are we going to fall back on? Or what is like the main thing that we can definitely do, right? It's like, get up, get dressed, breakfast, brush teeth, just be ready for the day. And so I'm trying to kind of control this without being too overbearing. So um
Yeah, I think for
work on that.
me it was, and I'm trying to get back to it, but it was almost like kind of like gamifying it and, you
Oh yeah,
know,
you were doing a lot, man.
tracking it and like setting up a like an end goal of like, when I was like 100 push-ups until VCon or something like that. That was when I was like most like on it and in it, but then like the crash afterwards is like the hardest part with stuff like that. So I don't know the right answer. Because right now I've just been kind of in a, loosey goosey lackadaisical way of just like, oh yeah, I'm definitely still doing stuff, but I'm not like, very stern on myself. Like I haven't opened a new and read a new book in a really long time. So,
Hmm.
I'm kind of trying to get back on that. And so I just downloaded the one the other day, and since I've been charging my car so much because of whatever's been going on, I told myself that every time I'm in a charger spot, I'm gonna read instead of scrolling Twitter or whatnot or um, Netflix or whatever. I'm gonna read for the. So I
Hmm.
did that yesterday, and it got 2 chapters down. But
Yeah,
I did want to
yeah.
circle back real quick. Dr. Feelgood had asked about our reading, and 9 minutes till, and we're still haven't talked about it. But so just to reiterate, like we read this book called The Daily Dad by Ryan Holiday. It's a page a day. So I read it on the Kindle. It's a very small amount. It's like a 1 minute read. I can always DM you a picture of it until you get it yourself. But and then also if you want, Blaze, one of the other co-hosts here, he offers to give people free Audible copies. So if you like listening to it on Audible, again, it's a really quick thing. So Audible seems a little strange to me for the page a day format, but you know, if that's the way you read, that's the way you read. So yeah, that's what we read, and then we come here and we kind of talk about it at some point during the conversation, or sometimes we miss it completely.
You know what? But at the same time, the morning routine is definitely on my mind, but it's very connected with today. Just to let you guys know, and I do have to hop off in 3 minutes, or else I'm going to be unprepared for my next person here. But it was, this is all talking today about Marcus Aurelius, who is really, I would say, one of the pillars within any discussion around Stoicism. And this is all talking about setting your family up, good families, giving your kids something to kind of live up to here. But the message here, and I'm going to read it almost verbatim, is that kids don't just turn out as good people; they are made that way, molded, guided by ancestors, taught by example, and buoyed by constancy. Am I reading that right? Constancy? That's not a word I would ever pull out of my mind. Buoyed by constancy of parental presence. And so I think talking about that morning routine, though, it's like, what is our morning routine? Because I think that there's so much chaos that happens or can happen. And that if we don't find structure for our kids, that they are not going to be ready for the day. They're not ready for the day. So many things can happen, right? Why is that kid troubled at school? Why is he causing a problem? Well, we can go back to so many things. So, I think that morning routine, again, is really something that we can be most present with. It starts today. And I always love to come back to the thought of the 9 minutes in the day, the 3 minutes after kids get up, the 3 minutes after your kid's day after school, and the 3 minutes before they go to bed. Those are the moments in the day that your kids are most impressionable, or you can be most effective as a parent. And so I think the morning time is just that important for us. So the more consistent we can be and show our kids, we are creating that good person in the way, right? So it's all connected. We weren't too far off.
No, no, not at all. I mean, I was more so leaning towards the part of the part of the book that's, just let's call it a gentle reminder that even though, we're all here, we're all doing the thing, we're all striving to be, the
Not yet,
best
David.
version of ourselves, and, give our kids a better parent than we had, or an equal, slightly better parent than we had. Like, a lot about life is still up to, random chance, circumstances, and, in the moment bad choices. And it could all go wrong with your kid. They could go a completely different direction than you wanted them to, than you guided them, etc. But knowing that, keeping that in the back of your mind, you know, thinking about those alternate possibilities so that you aren't as surprised by them, and you could still lock in and give them the love and support that they need. Because, the job, many people know this, and it's not just because, you have the empty nesters, or not the empty nesters, but the failure to launch kids. But the job doesn't end at 18. The job doesn't end at 20. The job doesn't end when they move out. It doesn't even end when they, get married and have kids. Like, we have Craig in here all the time, grandparent, Robbie, grandparent. And, there's still work that we do as parents for our children, just in lending them support, helping them through this journey that we're on right now, because they're going to get to a point where they're as mixed up as and as lost as we are. Because, no matter how much you prepare someone for life or parenting, it's that thing that comes at you like, wow, I did not realize this was that hard. And I feel like even our kids would say that, like, even as prepared of parents as some of us are, um, I feel like our kids are still going to come at it and be like, oh man, I was not prepared for that.
Yeah, I don't know if prepared is even the right word anymore. I think it's I just said this to my wife the other day. I said that I'm not a village person. I know she is, like, a village person. Like, we're like leaning on everyone else around us, which isn't, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's right or wrong, but I'm saying it's something where, um, to be prepared, is it that we need to do it all ourselves? No. Is it that we have to lean on everyone else around us? No. But we do have to understand how to pivot when kind of we need those things, or how to at least be open to those. And so it is hard because we're us as a parent is not not us as an individual most of the time, and we're always pivoting. I know I'm not good at pivoting, so but yeah, it is. And I've lately been getting a little bit defensive in my mind around the idea that like we only have 18 years with our kids, or someone's like, you only have X amount of summers left, and I'm like, you know what, that's a decision you make. Like, if you want to, you like, I get what you're saying, but like you make that decision. And it's something that I've been hearing more and more. I'm like, I don't like that idea. I don't think it's true. So I do have to jump just so this next person feels like they're taken care of, because I'm going to take care of this person, but I just got to go, or else I will be very unprepared. All right. I love you guys.
Do your thing, buddy.
All right. See you.
All right, man. Talk to you later. Jason. Been 3 weeks on, 1 week off for years. My cycle will start to feel great. I think I unlocked a habit. I don't know, buddy. Maybe that's just the way maybe that's the way that your habit train works. I don't know the fix to it. I mean, you seem like you got it all dialed in and handled. And, if you're 1 week off, I wonder what the downtime is before you start that 3 week period again. Because if it just loops over and over again, that's not bad. I would call that like a break week. This guy, man, my dad roller coaster car just finished its last hill, getting coffee, hearts and mugs full. Love you, David. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for bringing your friend. Yeah, buddy. Everybody, have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Like I said, Dr. Feelgood, or anybody, if you need that reading, hit me up in the DMs on X. If you guys want to be invited to the parent chat we have, let me know. We can do that. That's normally where I post it, if I do post it. And if not, we're here every morning. We'll talk about it, sort of. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you. Have an amazing, amazing day. Cue that music. Let's go. Title screen. Where you at? Oh. Later, people.